Hi, I'm Ricky Valenzuela, and I'm 610 Magazine's Artist of the Month. It's called KCVT, and it's been sort of this like giant combination of everything I'm interested in, sort of like one sort of long form comic, and it's been coming together like this entire time, and it's still not done. It's like little pieces here and there. But I released 2 volumes of something I call Ghost Range, and it's just a collection of like sketches and short stories, stuff like that, so people can sort of get familiar with my work. And yeah, I've got really good responses from that, and I think it's really helped like develop my style, just sort of like branding the image, I guess, as an artist. So it's a giant combination of like all my influences, I suppose. The main character is based on me. It's like me, like like super ego, your ego and your id, and I guess he's like my id. All the stuff I would do if I wasn't like restricted. Like if I was a badass or whatever. So it's like a cooler version of me, which sounds really lame and like sort of, I don't know, immature. But I guess like I guess in the context of the story, it's like he's pulling from like old video games and old comic books and stuff like that. So it's kind of in the same vein as stuff like Scott Pilgrim and King City. Just other. I think there's like this whole like sort of pop comic thing happening right now. So I'm trying to be a part of that. I guess all the stuff they're drawing on. But I guess the storyline of the comic is like in the future, just a sort of like trashy metropolis. It's kind of, I like to describe it as like a hipster version of Grand Theft Auto. But so yeah, that always gets a chuckle, I guess, from people. I think like whenever people see it, I think it'll make more sense. So I'm starting to learn like all these programs like Illustrator and Photoshop, and learning to like sort of, I want to like combine my work, do it digital and have like really strong design elements, and then but still have that like really like organic, hand drawn, like super detailed style. One of the artists I really like, his name's Dan Hip. There's like a lot of pop culture things, and the colors he chooses are really like some bright neons and like super clashing. I guess that's kind of like what I'm really into right now, but just has like, it's all, as far as like design, I think a lot of like, comic artists or whatever, they sort of skip past that part, but it's definitely like a strong tool that can make your work way better. Off in high school, it was me and one of my good friends. Yeah, it was just like a competition thing, and we won like 2 years in a row. Then we just decided to keep on doing it after high school, and sort of just got bigger and bigger and started snowballing. We worked with bands like Holy Fuck and Phenomena, This Will Destroy You, like pretty big bands. It's just, I don't know, it's crazy like how much support we get, especially in Austin. It's a whole like little emerging scene of like artists, 20 and 21. Just, I don't know, there's like lots of support for it right now. The biggest thing I guess we do is called Wild Frontier Fest. We have that at the Mohawk. We had it last year with Holy Fuck headlining, and it was a whole bunch of local bands. It's pretty much everything we're about, and we charge like a really low ticket price, and it sold out the venue. So I guess that was like one of our main achievements. And also, pretty much the whole time we've been a label, we've been recording this band Thieves. They're a pop punk band, so we're about to put out the album, so that'll be like a giant culmination, I guess, of a lot of things we've been doing. It's a lot harder being a record label than it is being a promotions company. The one was Sanctuary Print Shop, the design place, and the screen printing shop in South Austin. And then I got another one with it's a comic book artist. His name is Paul Mayberry. I was just a giant fan of his, and he's like one of the only good local Austin cartoonists, so I just sort of like hunted him down around town and kept on bugging him, asking him if I can intern with him, and eventually it paid off. So yeah, that's been really great, just because I feel like working at Sanctuary, I get like a lot of the design stuff, like working with Illustrator and sort of like the professional aspect of the business, promotion and all that. And then working with Paul, he sort of teaches me all the hand drawn illustration parts of it. So like together, I feel like I'm getting like the best of both worlds and all that stuff. Some of my always and forever Jack Kirby is one of the main pioneers of just the whole visual language of comic books. He pretty much invented it, and just pretty much any artist I like after that, that's who they get their stuff from too. So and it's not like a type of thing like where I feel like I have to like him too. I just sort of like went back and actually like tried to investigate why people like this guy so much, and I've sort of brought a lot of that stuff to my work. And like more contemporary artists, obviously Paul, he's taught me so much. And artists like Paul Pope too is a great artist, sort of using like a brushy type of line work and really intricate type of styles. But then I feel like I walk a fine line, because when I was younger, obviously, I feel like a lot of guys my age, they grew up on like Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that, and you grow out of that and you like want to move away from it, because like, oh, it's time to be a serious artist now, but then you realize like, okay, that guy actually knew what he was doing. There's a reason that was so popular, there's a reason. So I'm trying to like, I guess, pick those things back up, make them like more relevant for me. I guess comics were always like my first passion, so whatever I do, even if obviously like I know how incredibly hard it is to make it as a comic book artist, and just sort of like, even Paul, the guy I work with, it's always a grind for him to try to make money, get projects, and he has to like do really shitty books to like do stuff he actually cares about, so I kind of see that happening, and I understand that that's like maybe not the most lucrative thing, but whatever I do, I'll do, I'll always be involved with comics or in some form or fashion.